Dear students, welcome to 10th class biology. So we were discussing about structural organization of animals. We discussed about already we completed each part, and now yes, last class we discussed about digestive system of the rabbit. Now we are going to deal with dentition in rabbit. So teeth, which are very hard structures which is used to grind and cut and tear the food items. Okay, so in case of rabbit, we are going to check what type of dentition found in rabbit and what are the different types of uh, teeth found in rabbit. Okay, so first of all, if an animal they have two sets of teeth in their life cycle, in their life, that condition is called diffeodont dentition. So what is mean by diffeodont dentition? Diffeodont dentition. Diffeodont dentition means an animal they have two sets of teeth in their life cycle, in their life. What are the two sets? Milk teeth, a set of milk teeth and another set of permanent teeth. Milk teeth and permanent teeth. So in case of rabbits also, they show diffeodont dentition. Rabbits also show diffeodont dentition. So what type of dentition present in rabbit? Diffeodont dentition. What is diffeodont dentition? They have two sets of teeth in their life. One set is milk teeth, another set is permanent teeth. Same in case of humans. After birth you have a set of teeth. Okay, that is called milk teeth. Then after 6 or 7 years old, 7 years, after 7 years what happens? This milk teeth goes and new teeth are coming, permanent teeth are coming. That set of teeth is called permanent teeth. Okay, so the same condition present in rabbit, that is diffeodont dentition. And in rabbit there are different types of teeth are present. Different types of teeth. That condition is called heterodont. Heterodont condition. Heterodont means rabbit they have different types of teeth. They have incisors and premolar and molars. Okay, so rabbits they have different types of teeth, incisors, premolars and molars. Okay, so that condition is called heterodont condition. Heterodont. In case of humans, we also have incisor, premolar and molar, and also another type of teeth, that is canine. So this canine teeth, which is absent in case of rabbit but it present in our case, because this canine is used to tear these meat and other food items. And rabbit, it is a herbivore. They do not use they don't need canine teeth. Okay, so that is absent in case of rabbit. So different types of teeth are present. That condition is called heterodont condition. Now we just look on this teeth. So you can see here, this is one side of rabbit. This is upper jaw and this is lower jaw. In upper jaw you can see here incisors. This front side you can see incisors are present, both upper jaw and lower jaw. Then after a space you can see in between incisors and premolars, this space which is called diastema. Okay, both lower jaw and upper jaw you can see this gap in between incisors and premolar, that is called diastema. Then you can see here premolars and molars, both on the upper jaw and also on the lower jaw. Okay, premolars and molars. So this is about dentition in case of rabbits. Then what about dental formula? Then how many incisors present in rabbit? On the upper jaw two incisors are present. On the lower jaw, only one incisor present. Then case of canine, they are absent in rabbit. So there is no canine on present on the upper jaw and also on the lower jaw. Okay. Then what about premolars? Premolars on the upper jaw, three premolars are present, and the lower jaw only two premolars are present. And next, what about molar? Molar, you can see here three molars are present on the upper jaw and three molars are present on the lower jaw. So you can write the dental formula of the rabbit. Dental formula: 2 0 3 3 by 1 0 2 3. The 0 represents absence of canine. Okay, and 2 means the incisor present on the upper jaw, and 1 represent incisor present on the lower jaw, and 3 here premolars present on the upper jaw, 2 here premolar present on the lower jaw, 3 here molars present on the upper jaw, molars absent on molars present on the lower jaw. These three. Okay. So that's about dentition in rabbit. So dentition, it is diffeodont dentition and it is heterodont, and canine teeth are absent, and in between there is a gap between incisors and premolars. That gap is called diastema. Next we are going to discuss about respiratory system. So let's check what about the respiratory system of the rabbit. First of all, you know lungs. In case of both rabbit and humans, it is surrounded by a double membrane called pleura. Okay, so in lungs they are covered by a double membrane called pleura. It is same in the case of rabbit and also in case of other animals. So this pleura, which is filled with fluid, that fluid which helps in reducing the friction. So if we take air, that is called inspiration and expiration time, these lungs they expand and they contract to reduce that friction. This pleura which helps. Okay. Then coming to air, how this air from atmosphere reaches into our lungs. What is the passage of air? First of all, air which enter into our external, or it is enter into rabbit external nostrils. External nostrils. Then what happens? First, it enter into next nasal passage. Nasal passage. Then this air goes into pharynx. So you know pharynx. Pharynx is part of our digestive system and also part of respiratory system. It is a common junction found in both the respiratory system and digestive system. If we eat food, it goes to mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx and esophagus. If we take air, it goes to external nostril and nasal passage and pharynx. So say in the case of rabbit also, from nasal passage air they enter into pharynx. From pharynx, what happens? This air they enter into windpipe, or otherwise called trachea. Windpipe or trachea. Okay. Then windpipe which is enter into from windpipe, air goes to lungs finally. So I told you about pleura and also passage of gas. So let's check what is the structure of lungs. Okay. So first of all, we know this is our trachea or windpipe. This trachea is supported by rings. That rings are made up of cartilaginous tissue. These rings are cartilaginous rings. Cartilaginous rings. This is our trachea. This whole structure, trachea or otherwise called windpipe. Okay. So what is the use of these cartilaginous rings? When air enters into this trachea, for the free movement of air, free passage of air, this cartilaginous rings helps. So trachea, which is supported by cartilaginous rings, which helps in free passage of air through trachea or windpipe. And the anterior end of this trachea, you can see larynx. Larynx found the anterior end of the trachea. Larynx, which are made up of 4 cartilaginous plates. They are supported by 4 cartilaginous plates. 4 cartilaginous plates. Okay. And this larynx, otherwise called voice box. Okay. So how sound is produced? Inside this larynx, vocal cord is present. Vocal cord. So air enter through this larynx, vocal cord vibrates, and because of vibration of vocal cord, sound generated. Okay. Then air enter into larynx, then trachea, which divided into 2 branches. These 2 branches are called bronchi. These 2 branches are called bronchi. Bronchi. And each branches of trachea, that means bronchi, which enter into respective lungs. Okay. Inside the lungs, these bronchi, which again divide into so many branches. They divide into again so many branches. Those branches are called bronchioles. Bronchioles. Okay. And these bronchioles, they end with a balloon-like structure that is called alveoli. Okay. These are about respiratory system of the rabbit. They have larynx and windpipe trachea. This windpipe supported by cartilaginous rings, which helps in free passage of air through trachea, and this trachea divided into 2 branches, that is called bronchi. This is one bronchi or single form bronchus. This is another bronchus. Together they are called bronchi. And each bronchi, they divide again into, they enter into each lungs. They inside these lungs, they again divide into so many branches. Those branches are called bronchioles, and each bronchioles, they end with alveoli. Okay. And our lungs are also surrounded by a double membrane structure that is called pleura. Then I told you about pharynx. It is a common junction between found in respiratory system and also in digestive system. So there is a chance of food enter into this our trachea or windpipe. Okay, while we eat food, that time food may enter into a trachea. To prevent this entry of food enter into trachea, a structure epiglottis present. Epiglottis. So while we eat food, this epiglottis that covers or closes the trachea, so food does not enter into our trachea. Okay, so these are about respiratory system. Respiratory events are 2. You already know inspiration and expiration. So gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide, they are exchanged by inspiration and expiration. Okay, inspiration, it is an active process. What is mean by active process? So for doing inspiration, our lungs, the muscles should contract. Okay, then only we can do inspiration, taking gas from atmosphere into lungs. For expiration, there is no muscle contraction takes place. So expiration is a passive process. That is a difference between active and passive process. Active process means muscle contraction takes place, and passive process, no muscle contraction takes place. So inspiration is an active process and expiration is a passive process. Okay, next we are going to discuss circulatory system. Next we are going to discuss circulatory system of the rabbit. Okay, so circulatory system in the rabbit, which has three components: blood, blood vessels, and heart. So in the case of rabbit, the heart shape somewhat look like pear shape. Heart is pear shape. And around this heart there is a double membrane. That double membrane is called pericardium. Pericardium, a double membrane present around this heart, which reduces the friction while heart beating. Okay. Then what about heart structure? We already know human heart, same like in the case of rabbit also, they have 4 chambers. The upper chambers are called auricles and lower chambers are called ventricles. Auricles and ventricles. So don't forget, this is right part of the heart. So this right auricle and this is right ventricle. This is left auricle. This is left ventricle. And this right auricle and left auricle, they are separated by interauricular septum. Interauricular septum. Interauricular septum. And same case of ventricles, right and left ventricles, they are separated by septum called interventricular septum. Interventricular septum. Okay, clear? So this is interauricular septum, this is interventricular septum. And in between right auricle and left ventricle, in between right auricle and right ventricle, there is an aperture. This aperture is called right auriculoventricular aperture. Right auriculoventricular aperture. So what is right auriculoventricular aperture? Right auriculoventricular aperture means the aperture present between right auricle and right ventricle. This one. So this aperture, which is guarded by tricuspid valve. So tricuspid valve present here. Tricuspid valve. Okay. So what about this part? Here also left auricle and left ventricle, there is also aperture present. That aperture is called right auriculoventricular aperture. And here this aperture is guarded by bicuspid valve. Bicuspid valve. Bicuspid valve. So where bicuspid valve present? Here. Here means left auriculoventricular aperture. And also semilunar valves also present in case of pulmonary artery and also aorta. Semilunar valves are present. Okay. Then next, let's check about what are the blood vessels connected to this heart. Okay. So the right auricle, this right auricle, which is connected with the 2 blood vessels. Those blood vessels are postcaval veins and precaval veins. Postcaval veins and precaval veins, which brings deoxygenated blood into the right auricle. So this is postcaval vein and precaval vein. They bring deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body into the right auricle. Okay. From this right auricle, blood goes to right ventricle. From the right ventricle, blood goes to pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary trunk. Okay, this is pulmonary trunk. And this pulmonary trunk takes this deoxygenated blood into the lungs. Okay. Then what about left part? Left part, from the lungs, oxygenated blood transported into the left auricle by pulmonary artery, sorry, pulmonary vein. So pulmonary vein, which is connected to left auricle and which takes blood from lungs, oxygenated blood from lungs, and which transport this blood into the left auricle. Okay, from left auricle, blood goes to left ventricle. From the left ventricle, this blood which goes into the another blood vessel. That blood vessel is called systemic arch. Systemic arch or aorta. Okay, so systemic arch takes the blood vessel, systemic arch takes blood from uh, left ventricle. So these are the blood vessels connected with the rabbit heart. Postcaval veins and precaval veins connected to right ventricle, and pulmonary vein connected to left ventricle, and pulmonary trunk connected with the right ventricle, and systemic arch connected to uh, left ventricle. Okay, pulmonary vein connected to left auricle. So clear about structure of the rabbit head. Okay, next class we will discuss about nervous system of the rabbit.